Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. This is Mr. Optimistic, and we go over several things while you watch me train. And some of those things are today, the importance of bracing in the catch, some exercises to strengthen your core, and basically to listen to your body when it's screaming at you. So let's get it started. Basically, when you brace, you want to think of, if you ever worn a belt, right? That tightness, that firmness, that solidness that you feel anytime you do a heavy squat, heavy deadlift, heavy catch, right? So in doing so, when you activate your abs, you keep everything in line. So just how like I'm catching in these power cleans, right? I'm bracing at the catch and trying to throw that body up over my head, just like that for the jerk, right? So especially when you start, you want to get that solid starting position so everything is tight and primed and ready to go. So if you try to lift soft, basically you have no leverage, right? Your back's not tight, your lats aren't down and set, and then you catch soft like that, boop, and you just drop it, right? So you want to make sure to, when you get started, take a deep breath, set, drive, get vertical, catch, brace. Do not let that bar drive you down, right? You just want to make sure that everything is tight in the catch. So even if you have to save it, even if you have to do a double bounce, you're still able to get out of that hole with that leg drive. So today was me basically trying to practice on getting vertical and getting speed out of that hole, because we were going for a double max right here, double max clean. So just refining everything that we've been going over. We've been doing a whole lot of block work and finishing and practicing that final extension, right? Got me under that bar. Now, the main thing for me at least is staying tight at the very bottom position like that. You see, I was kind of going a little bit forward, but because I was bracing, I was able to save that. And this next one is actually very important and a very good example of catching vertical. Me not being used to catching it perfectly at the bottom, like boom, like that. I should have drove out right there, should have drove out of that position, but had to do a double bounce to regain my footing, brace for the jerk again, and drive up. So pretty hyped about that. Everything was coming together that day, and as you can see, PR'd on my double clean. So it was awesome. Anytime I PR, basically I try to jerk it. No matter if it was just only a double clean, no jerk, right? Just always want to jerk it. I feel that if I can jerk it on the second rep, I should be able to jerk it one time in a competition. So a lot of these exercises I'm gonna tell you up next is basically practicing for that heavy catch, heavy squat, and obviously the heavy snatch as well. So if you're like me, planking is pretty hard. It's always been something that I've hated doing personally, but I've noticed that anytime I've done heavy planks consistently, it was a lot easier to squat, a lot easier to maintain that upright position anytime we're doing the max. So if you're able to do 30 seconds normal, body weight, without struggling too much, I highly encourage you to push yourself a little bit and add maybe 10 pounds, 20 pounds, and drop the time in half. See if you can do that. So while you're doing just a normal plank, right, you really want to make sure you tuck in that core and engage it as much as you can and keep that whole body neutral. You want to keep everything engaged, but keep it as neutral as you can, so you just really focus on that core. When you do that, I guarantee you, after you do it for a couple weeks, get used to that weight. It's gonna suck, but once you get used to it, you'll definitely feel a major difference in terms of being able to catch heavier percentages and getting out of that hole a whole lot easier. Another fun one of my favorite ones are the pause squats. So if you implement this during your workout, or at least for us, we do throw these in from time to time. And for us, it shows tremendously anytime, again, we squat heavy. At that bottom position, you want to make sure you're pushing out and engaging that core as if someone's going to sock you right in the stomach, right? You want to tense up, absorb that blow, and rise up from the bottom position. So the last one I want to talk about is negative raises. Basically, you'll be lying down with a pole behind you, most likely a squat rack, right? Grabbing both hands behind your head, you're gonna raise both of your legs together in a finish position, right? Pointing position. Bring them up as high as you can. Try to touch the squat rack right behind you, and then slowly lower it down. Try to do, if you can, 3 sets of 10. Slowly going, maybe take about 3 to 5 seconds. Negative, right? Those negative reps all the way down to the floor. Once you do those, you'll really feel that consistent engagement of your abs, right? That's definitely going to help you when you do a heavier lift, because those heavy lifts, as you know, hopefully, they feel like they take a really long time to do. So my final half of this video, I really want to talk about listening to your body, because as you can see while I'm talking in the background, I'm missing a whole lot of lifts, right? So that's a great example of you're trying to, once you get the programming and you see some heavier percentages, right, you really want to make sure, obviously this should be pretty obvious to everybody right by now. You want to make sure your nutrition's on point, your sleep's on point, you do everything you can to set yourself up for success, right? So for me, at least, my body was completely trashed. I tried to do the best I could to warm up, and things didn't work out, but it was the best I could do that day. And we cut down the reps in pretty much half, right? We're still supposed to do about 2 reps per set, so I just did 1. Did a bunch of singles. Things worked. They progressed a little bit better, and for yourself, you gotta be a little more realistic in terms of what you can do. I dropped down, or my coach told me to drop down in percentages as well, so to kind of minimize the extra load I had, so I can prepare myself for the next week. So you, again, want to make sure that obviously you're physically, mentally, and prepare strategically, right, to put yourself in the better position to make sure you utilize your programming that your coach gives you. So this video is pretty short because of the way things went, but in terms of that, thank you again so much, guys, for watching. If you have any feedback for me, I would love to hear it. Make sure to like, subscribe, and leave me a comment. If you want some different eyes on your weightlifting videos, please tag me in a post and or on Instagram, King Darius 89 kg. I'll leave the link down below. And again, thank you for watching, and hope to see you on the next training video. See you guys.